Hello there, welcome back. I hope you're having a magical day. Thank you for taking the time to support the channel. I'm Hello Good Game, and we are back with a new Mythic rank standard best of one deck guide. It's Big Red, and if you don't chew, no, I don't know if I can get away with that on YouTube. In today's video, we're going to break down the deck list, talking about the strategies and synergies in depth, then showcasing the deck against the best decks and players in the world right now. Then we're going to break down the deck, our final thoughts, review, and of course channel news and updates. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, become a YouTube member, and join that community Discord. You can also check me out on Twitch if you haven't already. Let's take a look at the deck. Here we are with our mono red mid-range build. This is a 60 card deck with 26 lands, which is very unique for HGG. 3 creatures and 31 non-creatures. We are building around the beloved Capricious Hellraiser for 6 mana, receiving a 3 mana casting cost reduction if we have 9 or more cards in our grave. So that's going to be one of the big things in the deck. Discard and draw. This will simultaneously allow us to fill the grave, reducing the Hellraiser's casting cost, while supplying cards to the grave for its second ability trigger here, 1 second. But then we're also sorting through our library to make sure that we have the appropriate card in hand for the situation or match that we find ourselves in. Sometimes we need a land. Sometimes we need a field wipe or a single target removal spell. Other times we're just looking to apply more value to our field state. Now, when the Hellraiser enters the battlefield, exile 3 cards at random from your graveyard. Choose a creature, non-land, from among them and copy it. You may cast the copy without paying its mana cost. Right, so this is very, very good for us within a mid-range deck, because now for 3 mana, we're going to receive a 4/4 with flying and a 9 mana portal. What? Or maybe a 6 mana Chandra. Right? This is incredible value generation, because typically, you're not getting this into play, till much later in the game, and through the Hellraiser, it becomes, a viable option a lot earlier on. So that's what we'll be doing. The discard in the deck, Cathartic Pyre for 2 mana instant speed, doubling down as instant speed removal, which is really nice. 3 damage to creature, planeswalker or creature. Not player, I would. That would be crazy good. Discarding up to 2 cards and then drawing that many cards, right? So 3 damage, creature, planeswalker, or discard and draw. So if we're not forced to remove our opponent's baddies, this is going to help fill the grave. Furthermore, we have the Elder Dragon War for 4 mana. When it enters play, you can choose which saga lore counter it triggers on. I'm not sure what we want to call these. So you can start on 1, you can start on 2, or you can jump right to 3. When it enters the battlefield on 1, deal 2 damage to each creature and each opponent. This is really nice, acting as a field wipe, dealing some damage to our opponent. On its second lore counter, discard any number of cards and then draw that many cards. This is like crazy good. Wait till people start playing this with shouldered, right? It's ridiculous. And this basically allows you to ditch your entire hand, filling the grave for the Hellraiser, finding Hellraisers, it's just all around a good time. And then finally, just creating a 4/4 with flying dragon token, which is really quite nice. So that's what we have in the deck to discard to reduce the Hellraiser. Now keep in mind that we can just cast our removal spells, because when we cast them, they're going to end up in the grave, right? So just, kind of surviving for the first few turns while we try to fill the grave and generate field advantage. Strangle, 3 mana. 1 mana. I'm all over the place today. 3 damage. You're holding up 4 fingers, HGG. Creature or planeswalker, all right? So, very cheap, effective removal early on in the game. 2 copies of Abrade, instant speed, 2 mana, either dealing 3 damage to target creature or destroying target artifact. And, it's nice to have a little bit of artifact removal. We already talked about the Pyre. We have Nahiri's Warcrafting for 3 mana at sorcery speed, dealing 5 damage to creature or planeswalker or battle. We don't have battles, so no worry here. And then looking at the top X cards of your library, where X was the excess mana, excess damage, oh my lord, that you dealt this way. And then you can play that card till the end of turn. So this is really nice. It's going to deal with Shieldred. Worst case, which is pretty good. Best case, you hit something. Well, Shieldred's not in the battlefield, best case. And you hit something else, and then you're going to grab something from exile to replay. It's very expensive. So typically, casting it on turn 3, dealing with something, and then finding our 4th land if we need. It's really good for finding that land. Then we have Brotherhood's End for 3 mana, sorcery speed, either dealing 3 damage to each creature or planeswalker, which is nice, and then destroying all artifacts with mana value 3 or less, right? So we do have our own planeswalkers within the deck. We do also run field wipes that can potentially harm our planeswalkers. I know this isn't great, but what is worse is losing to a field state that your opponent has the advantage within, right? So, try to wipe the field before you play your planeswalkers, if that's what the matchup looks like. If not, it's the sacrifice we have to make to survive. On that same note, we have Burn Down the House for 5 mana, sorcery, choosing one of the 2 modes. 5 damage to each creature and each planeswalker, or making 3 devils with haste, and when they die, 1 damage to any target. The End has a second mode to destroy all artifacts with mana value 3 or less. That may come into play, but it's not really super important. And then the Fire of Resistance, Koth, for 4 mana as a 4 loyalty planeswalker, can -3, dealing damage to target creature equal to the number of mountains that you control. So this is another form of single target removal that we really like. Chandra has a -X ability. She is 6 mana for 5 starting loyalty, dealing X damage to each of up to 2 targets, which is really nice. And then finally, the Portal to Phyrexia for 9 mana. When it enters play, our opponent's going to sacrifice 3 creatures, which should help us clean the field state. So, to recap, right, because I know I'm all over the place today, I'll try to, remain coherent and limit the rambling. We have low-end field wipe with the Brotherhood's End. We have a mid-ground field wipe within Burn Down the House, and then that top-end wipe with Portal to Phyrexia. This should give us enough coverage over the meta. We have plenty of single-target removal, the Strangle, the Abrade, the Pyre, the Warcrafting, the Koth, and the Chandra -. Light Up the Night counts as single-target removal as well, but only in an emergency. We like to use this as our finisher if we can, but in that same breath, if you need to survive, survive. Don't lose the match. Dealing X damage for 1 mana plus X to any target. X is going to be X plus 1. Instead, if it targets a creature or planeswalker, flashback for 4, casting it from your grave, removing X loyalty counters. X can't be 0, which is actually pretty cool because it makes it really, really cheap to cast from the grave if we have a bunch of planeswalkers in play, which we happen to do, right? So moving on now, Chandra, Dressed to Kill, 3 mana, 3 starting loyalty, plus 1, adding a mana to your pool, dealing 1 damage to player or planeswalker, which is crazy good. Another plus 1, exiling the top card of your library. If it's red, you may cast it this turn. Just decent card advantage. And then -7, exile the top 5 cards of your library, and you may cast red spells from among them this turn. You get an emblem with whenever you cast a red spell, this emblem deals X damage to any target, where X is the amount of mana spent on that spell, which is doggone goofy considering we're in a mono red deck here. Fire of Resistance can +2. Searching for a basic mountain, revealing it, putting it into hand, then shuffling. We talked about the -3 for removal. And then -7, you get an emblem with whenever a mountain enters the battlefield under your control. This emblem deals 4 damage to any target. Oh my gosh. These ultimate abilities are brutal. We talked about Chandra's -X, dealing X damage to up to 2 targets. We have a +2, adding 2 mana of any combination of colors. and a +1, exiling the top 5 cards of your library. And then until the end of your next turn, you may cast an instant or sorcery spell from among the exiled cards. So this is really nice. It's going to help you find a lot of what your deck has to offer. Big score is in the build here. Just 2 copies, though. For 4 mana, instant speed is an additional cost to cast the spell. Discard a card from your hand. Draw 2 cards, create 2 treasure tokens. This is phenomenal with Chandra's passive ability, which I may have forgotten to mention here. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, copy it. You may choose new targets for the copy. This ability triggers only once each turn. So sorcery speed stuff you want to copy on your turn. Instant speed stuff you'll want to copy on your opponent's turn. That way you're doing it on both turns. Furthermore, Light Up the Night is a phenomenal card to copy with Chandra. And the 3 Planeswalkers really do work well with the flashback cost. That is the deck in its entirety. We do have a Mirrex that can make mites. Just because we're a mid-range control deck, why not? And a Crucible of Defiance as a utility land, also making more tokens. They are great to protect our Planeswalkers from attacks. And 24 Mountains. So with this being said, I hope you enjoy Big Red. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Become a YouTube member. Become a YouTube member. No edits here, chat. We do it all live. And, of course, join the community Discord. But most importantly, after you've stopped laughing at me, make sure to, you know, enjoy the rest of the video as well. Let's play some games. Going first on 3 land with the Mirrex is not the greatest, but acceptable. Warcrafting, never bad. It can find our 4th land. Facing an aggro deck is brutal. Might even use the Pyre as removal here. Yeah. Absolutely. We dodge the Prowess. We get rid of the +1 counter from Kumano. They still get the Scry. We're at 17. There's no way Chandra lives. They have a guaranteed hit for 2. And most likely... I don't even want to say the word out loud. Squee? Well, I mean, that's going to do it too. Dang, bro. Nice. Okay, so Shandy's donezo.
Payback's gonna be spicy.
We'll miss you.
No after party. I'm wiped out.
I'm going to grab the land. It's tempting, but, you know, we were nowhere near 5. Everything must die. 4 cards in their hand. Ooh, Feldon. That's very good as a 3/3. This is going to give them a land. Warcrafting's worthless. They get the Foundry. Etching in play. Just removing everything. Literally. We're only at 13 life, though. I mean, that's not great, right? How many do we need? 9. We're quite a ways away. Oh my gosh. Hitting us for 4 to 9. Why did I say 9 out loud? That's why this is happening, right? Solely because I said... I'm not sure that's how that works, HGG. That's a hard one. I think I'm keeping it all. Dragon! That's going to go to the grave for 7. I think we might just draw a land and hardcast it, but we'll see. Nothing crazy good in the grave. Just trying to drain our opponent down. 2 cards in hand. We do have a defender out, finally. And another on its way. Ooh, that's going to be a Warcrafting, isn't it? Oh, they don't have a Warcrafting in grave? It's already in exile. And they hit our Choppos with that. They're going for lethal. Wow. It's impressive. If we use this now, we can cast the dragon. Get that summoning sickness off it. Come on, Chandra. Oh, dang it. Should be an artifact land. Okay, Raiju's good, but we've got the blockers, right? We block with the non-token because we have Portal in the deck, and Portal can bring back the Durgan. Alright, down to 5. They scry to the top, that's not good. So here's the gamble. No, we make a might, and the might gives us lethal. So we attack for all 8, but then we're open, right? They just need 3 damage with the land. Or we try to 2-turn. Well, that is the 2-turn, but let's try to 2-turn with a blocker. And instead of hitting for 16, we'll hit for exactly 13. Ideally. Right, 4 from the first dragon, and then 8 from the next attack with both of them. Plus the Mirrex. Right, for 13 total. This hits us. Right, there's their scry. They can defend the Mirrex. Just going to help keep them alive, right? But if we double attacked, we would have lost. So this gets us lethal as well. That's really nice. Save the day. 2 damage, hits their creature, hits their person, gives us lethal. Whew. That's actually a pretty hard matchup for us as like a mid-range mono red deck against an aggro mono red deck. We don't have any life gain, right? Going first with a lot of land. It's kind of the name of the game here. We're running 26 lands, just so it's consistent. You know, I don't ever really want to stutter on land drops. And if, you know, we have too many, we can discard them. Right, not a problem. I mean, ideally, we hit multiples. So they're not going to push it. They're not doing anything, hey? I guess I'll take it. You know, it's a draw engine. It can climb above 3. I just thought maybe we'd get a 2-for-1. You gotta try. It's like fishing. I don't appreciate that. We'll draw another land, right? Oh my gosh. Lucky. Freaking lucky, dude. So, I don't even want to highlight it. For 2. Yeah. So well, we go to 6, we would survive. Maybe that's the play. Yes. I mean, we could go 1-for-1 all day into Shieldred. And I'm certain that that would happen. So we need to get to Chandra. Right? I mean, Chandra's -5 is never great. But it would deal with it. Edict would be the worst for us here. You know, if they push out their land as a creature, swing for 5, take it to 1. You know, this is kind of what I was expecting. A, we've dodged the damage for the turn, having the Planeswalker absorb it. B, we've grabbed 2 land. I have no problem with that. I think that's, like, pretty good value. What do we think of Devil Blockers? I don't think it's the worst. They remove 1 now, that's fine. Cut down is pulled. Literally, its only target is these devils, so you may as well use it. Yep. And now they need to remove another to get the menace attack through. They do. Good for them. Always worth the risk. And I guess we'll pull a 3rd removal spell, just burning through their hand. Koth, you've done a good job. I don't care what the other streamers say about you. I think you're alright. Alright, Shandi's out. With a plus.
Burn Phyrexia to ash. We can do
Double
this
red.
together.
And then we're just going to lose 3 life.
They won't know what hit 'em.
Did I already do that? I declined this. I already did that, didn't I? I'm declining that. Yes. I almost You can like highlight and see which one it's for. I don't know if you noticed me doing that. It was the ward for the second cast, even though I declined that second cast of the copy. I'm pretty sure I declined it. Chandra gets hit to 5, and they've been just struggling with my planeswalkers. Our planeswalkers, my apologies. It's a team effort. Oh, what you gonna sacrifice, Liliana? Nothing! Toss the end. They toss their land. We have a... I think just a nice plus. Oh, mylands.com. Double down on Lily. The lands are consistent, but you're going to be going through them, you know. Let's pass over. We'll keep the mountain in hand in case it's another Liliana plus to discard. No edict for the forced sacrifice of Planeswalker, and, well, they just can't handle the value. They probably pulled their shoulder, and they're like, no, they just -5 on it. You betcha. I could also copy a Pyre on it. HGG, did you forget to record that one? Yes. What's the stream time? 101. How long can chat make clips? Are they limited to 30 seconds? Or can you guys clip a whole match? I know I can clip a whole. All right, going first. I'm worried about the land. I'm going to be honest. At this point, I'm nervous. I don't even know anymore. There's no reason for us to miss a land drop. Are you sure? 26 lands in the deck. Toss Chandra. Toss the portal. Draw 2. What? No lands. Freak out. Just crowd control, I guess. You gotta be kidding me. Every draw should be a land. They're getting, you know, nice value there. I'm gonna see what we can get off this Warcrafting. Helping us hit our 4th land consistently. And we're looking for, I guess, one of our Durgans. Oh no, I don't have enchantment removal. Hold on. This is gonna get weird. Yes. Wipe the spirits before they hit 5. This is so far so good. We're going to keep burning down the house for now. 4 cards still in their hand. Hopefully they play every single one this turn. Ooh. Let's keep it under control. really need that dragon. We should have kept these. Hindsight. 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 Pretty lucky on that single target removal there before they cast the Martyr on it. Living top deck to top deck. I want them to cast it, and then I'll kill what they're casting it on. They're just ossifying for the spirit. Now that is a Chad play. I believe it would have pushed past to the 5 damage. Right, because it gets plus up for the enchantment and the spirits. I'm not proud of it, you know, whatsoever. It had to be done, though. They still have 4 cards in hand. Oh, no. This is bad.
Yep, I'm basically a professional at saving Innistrad by now.
Don't let them have an inch. They will take a mile.
Singed.
We can get Portal. If we can get Big Chandra. Even a dragon would give us a chance. No. We can only go to 8, so let's just try to cast something else.
This is a fun idea.
See how I was just asking for those 2 cards and they, you know, wow, look at that.
Having tyrants like you is kind of my thing.
Again, don't give them an inch. This is a pretty good showing for a mono red deck, let's be honest. The enchantment deck is brutal and it remains brutal. Like, look at this. Come on. Do we just have lethal? I want to continue playing with my prey, though. We'll save lethal for later. What did he just say? Save lethal for later. What a goober. Well, this is fun, too. I like dunking on them. Enchantment players should get dunked on. They force a discard and then somehow beat us. No! You've gone wild. I'll take the draw. All right, we'll put them out of their misery. So we have 3, 10, 11. Cast this for 10. And it gets copied for 20 big ones. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We could have done that last turn, but the portal. I would have cast the portal again if I pulled it. Stop. Going first with 2 land, which typically would make us nervous, but I'm sure you've heard me say it. There's 26 land in this deck. We are big chillin'. I feel fairly confident that we will top deck a land almost every single turn. taking damage here. Almost, I said. Let's take the spear. Just mitigating damage. I know that we get these nice field wipes, but can't guarantee we get the third land. We might need to pyre for it. I will most likely leave it, take the 2 damage, and then absorb a 2 for 1, hopefully a 3 for 1, unless it is a squee. It makes it drastically harder to deal with. Five damage. We could mitigate 3 of it. Okay. It's not great. We're maybe overextending ourselves. We could go up to 2. Do nothing with it. Let's just clean the field. The discard helps the dragon again. We're pretty exposed at 12 life. Right, and this is the hard matchup for us, right? No life gain in a red deck. And we like to go slow, and they like to go fast, so... Oof. Down to 10, scry to top. And then hit again. Do we toss Brotherhood? No, we might just draw land as the problem. Oh, we did get this. We should have tossed it. Down to 8 as well. Down to 4. That's such a crazy spell. Oh, no. Big money, no whammies. Grab our Chandra back. We're so close. We're probably dead in hand for them. Oh my god. Just a whiff. Against an empty field, absolutely. I think we're done. Good game, yeah. Another invasion. This invasion spell's dirty, right? Very high damage output. Woof. And if you don't chew big red, imagine having 26 lands in your deck and not drawing your 4th while going through the top 15 cards of your... I still can't get over it. It happens to us all, right? You, me, everyone. It doesn't matter how many lines you put in your deck. You're still gonna brick. I think that, you know, as we play more matches, the consistency would level out. Bit of an anomaly reared its head at us today. We do have some other goodies. You know, I was thinking about, well, building the deck. Bolt will exile things. Gatekeeper for grave control. A little damage output here as well. Curse to slow down our opponent. Egg. That's all I need to say here. Salvo's 5 damage instant speed. I kind of like the Warcrafting though. Hellkite, because we're casting so many instant and sorceries. All will be one with all of the lore counters, the Planeswalker Plus abilities. But it's kind of a dead card without those, so we're just running Portal instead. The Wave, you know, maybe not great. Instant speed is nice, but you know, we don't have counter magic. So much of the deck is already sorcery. You know, we just play sorcery speed basically. So, you know, I don't think that we should be paying a premium for instant speed when there's nothing else to do. The Forge, more damage output into the night, allowing us to discard and stuff. But you know, it's the same cost as this Dragon's War, and it does less. So, you know, that's the distinction there. Jaya didn't make the cut as a Planeswalker. You know, I just makes tokens, I guess, and can help us draw. We don't have enough creatures for the -2, I feel like, most times, unless we're using the Devils. -8 is obviously phenomenal, but, you know, I don't think it fits well enough. I don't want to take my turn for it to do that. Arcane Bombardment could be cool, but, you know, not with the Hellraiser, most likely, because we're exiling our grave anyways. Atali could be really good. Most likely is. It's such a gamble, though, you know, like, I feel like my opponents play Atali, and they're pulling my best card and their best card every time, and when I play it, it's like, well, here's a Strangle. Let me know if you have that same experience. The Cityscape, you know, I really like this too, but at the end of the day, it's a creature. You know, we can't free cast it with the dragon, and then the Unearth is hard to work with because the dragon can randomly exile it as well. And then the Singularity, you know, if you just want to go crazy about it, but I think Light Up the Night is fine. The Singularity is nice over Light Up the Night because the dragon can free cast it, where if the dragon's casting Light Up the Night, it's 0 because X equals 0, where this is always going to be 10, right? And then be copied for 20. Food for thought, but I do like Light Up the Night. It works very, very good like it. And then, you know, you can remove things on your way if you need with that, whereas the Singularity is always like, this is a 10 mana spell. You know, we don't have a lot of creatures to tap, so that's that. I like to go over the cards that I considered while building the deck. This is by no means a traditional best of 3 sideboard. It's a best of 1 build with a maybe board, right? Cards that I considered for the deck while building it. I know a lot of you enjoy the insight there, and you can become better deck builders yourself through this conversation. If you have any questions, don't hold back. Let me know in the comments. And most importantly, just have a magical day. What box do we buy? I need to buy a new box of cards to open at the end of these videos. I love doing that. And, you know, we just spent so much magic on those collector booster boxes that I slowed down for a little bit, but I'm ready to pick it up. We have a couple months till Eldraine comes out in the fall for our standard. Do we buy retro boxes? Do we keep pouring more money into Lord of the Rings? And if we do we buy more collector boxes? Or do we just buy regular boxes? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a magical day. Cheers. We'll see you soon in the next.